So the last thing to talk about when we discuss factor by grouping is what happens when a factor by grouping problem has a GCF. Some of these problems that have a GCF that won't completely factor the problem, that is, it doesn't make it as simple as possible. If you look at the problem on the left, 3x squared minus 6, you'll notice that they have a GCF of 3. And when you factor that GCF out, you get 3 times x squared minus 2. 3 times x squared minus 2 is as simple as we can get at this point. We don't yet have the tools to go any farther. If we look at the one on the right, we notice that they have a GCF of 2, which factors into 2 times x squared minus 4. But in this case, that x squared minus 4 can be further broken up. It can become x plus 2 times x minus 2. Over here on the left, there is nothing that will fit into these two boxes that we know of that will make this true. So the thing to remember is that sometimes you have to pull out the GCF before you finish the factoring problem. So the last solution is simply this. Make sure that you factor out the GCF before you group and factor by grouping. In this example, 21k to the third minus 84k squared plus 15k minus 60, we can look for a single common denominator or a common factor. In this case, that common factor is 3. If we take that 3 and pull it out, we get the following. 3 times 7k to the third minus 28k squared plus 5k minus 20. Now that we've done this, we can look at how we're going to group it. And in this case, I'm going to group it into this first section and the second section. So, we'll pull down our GCF. The front part can be broken down as follows. We can pull out 7k squared and multiply it by k minus 4. And the second half, we can pull out a 5 and multiply it by k minus 4. You'll notice immediately that our values in the parentheses are the same, which means we factored by grouping correctly. We pull it all together and we get 3 times 7k squared plus 5 times k minus 4. And that's our final answer. So in the end, what you really have to remember is that if it has a GCF, you want to pull that out, just like we did here, before you factor by grouping. So always remember, factor out that GCF before you factor by grouping.